All right, first graders, today we are going to be learning a new full planner of learning. We are going to be starting some poetry this week, and we are going to be starting to learn about the unit of how we express ourselves. I am super excited to be teaching this to you. Super sad I'm not right there beside you doing this with you. But I think you'll have a lot of fun navigating through my videos today and interacting through some new things on Nearpod. So stay with me, listen carefully, and let's learn about how we express ourselves. Our objective today is I can understand the form and function of a poem by determining the main idea and the rhythm. So we've got some things that we're focusing on that we have heard before and some words that are kind of new to us. That word form, we have definitely learned about form. Form, what is it like? We're going to find out what poems are like, what their form is. Do they look like a paragraph? Do they look like a storybook? Or do they have a form that is totally different than what we've learned? Do they have character setting, problem solution? Lots of questions that we're going to be answering about what poems look like, their form. Another word we've talked about before, and I'm going to make my pen a little bigger here, is function. Function. How does it work? We're going to talk about the function of a poem and how the function of a poem has rhythm. The function of a poem, it works with a main idea and details that tell more about that main idea. So we're going to not only look at what a poem looks like, but also how it functions. We're going to be learning about the main idea of a poem. We've heard about main idea. Main idea is what it's mostly about. We've talked about stories and passages that have a main idea. And today you're going to get to learn about how poems also can have a main idea. The new word today would be the word rhythm. Now, you may have heard this in a different specials class. Where do you think you may have heard the word rhythm? Music? That's what I was thinking. Music is a time where you hear rhythm, but you're going to learn that poems can sometimes also have a rhythm. All right, so we are going to be communicators. We share our ideas. Communicate. I like to communicate. Listen, speak, and read and write another language too. Communicate ideas from me to you. Poetry is a great way to communicate. So today we're going to read poetry to communicate and learn about what this author of the poem might be expressing. All right, now that we know what we're learning about, this is our new central idea, what we're learning all about. Now, I told you we're not learning about sharing the planet anymore. Now we're learning about how we express ourselves. And our central idea is people communicate in a variety of ways to express themselves. Now, you'll see lots of pictures of ways that people express themselves. Expressing yourself is a way of showing who you are. Maybe showing what you like, showing what you're interested in, what you care about, showing maybe what you look like. Those are all ways to express who you are. So me expressing who Miss Mitchell is would be expressing maybe the types of foods that I like, the kinds of dance I like to do, languages that I speak. That's a way for me to express who I am. Now, we always learn motions with our new central idea, so let's look at that together. We're going to say people, that's us, right? Oh, actually, let's point to us. People communicate in a variety. Variety of ways means like many ways, so we're going to count the ways. In a variety of ways to express themselves. Now we're going to kind of make our hands come out from our heart because it expresses who we are, express themselves, right? People communicate in a variety of ways to express themselves. Do it with me one time. People communicate in a variety of ways to express themselves. Good. Hopefully you're doing that with me. All right, let's keep going with our learning today. Our line of inquiry. We have forms of expression, so all the variety of ways to express ourselves. And the question that we're going to be asking this week is, how do people express themselves in unique or special ways? We'll start with poetry today. All right, there are many ways to express yourself. You can see this dancer, this sculptor, even in the ways that you dress is a great way to express yourself. This week, we'll be exploring how we can express ourselves through poetry. Everyone say poetry. Poetry is similar to the word poem. Same thing. Poetry, poems. All right. So we talked about how we're looking into the form. Form. What is it like? We've talked about the form of paragraphs. We know what a paragraph looks like. You'll find out that our poems are very different than a paragraph. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you just look for a minute at the form of this paragraph. What do you notice about, not this paragraph, it says paragraph at the top. This is a poem, my friends, a poem. Everyone say, Miss Mitchell? Sometimes teachers make mistakes too, but look what I'll do. I am going to go in and fix it for us. So, we don't want it to be the form of a paragraph. We're talking about the form of a poem. Look at that. Fixed and ready. All right, so what do we notice about the form? What does it look like? Obviously, I'm on a video right now, so you can't tell me. But in just a moment, on the next slide, you're going to get to type something that you noticed. So when you think of your ideas, if you need to get out a whiteboard right now and write down your idea, fantastic idea. So just look at it for a minute. Do you see first, next, last? Do you see punctuation? What about the shape of the poem? Where is the punctuation in this poem? Are there capitals only at the beginning of sentences? Is there anything repeated? Patterns there. Repeat. Hopefully you're writing down some good ideas because, guys, I'm noticing a lot. You might start your sentence with I notice. And if you're not sure how to spell the word notice, guess what? It's right here. So you might choose to write something on your whiteboard because on the next slide, you're going to get to type your idea in. And you may need a little bit of help with that typing, but it's something new for us to try out. If the typing piece is difficult for you, you can actually put a picture on the next slide too. It has a little picture button. So you could take a picture of your whiteboard so that you can show me what you've already done. All right, so check out the poem. I'm going to read the poem out loud to you, and you're going to be thinking about what you noticed. On the next slide, you are going to get to write what you noticed. I Can Be a Pal by Kristen Smith. All right, so I'm already noticing a title there. I'm not sure if you saw that, but most books don't have the title right at the top of the first page. And I don't see many pages. I see it all on one page, so that's something I'm already noticing. I can be a pal by smiling at you. I can be a pal when you feel blue. I can be a pal who is honest and kind. I can be a pal when you're in a bind. I can be a pal by saying please and thank you. I can be a pal when no one wants to. I can be a pal every single day. I can be your pal. What do you say? Stop. You may read the poem again if you need to. I'm going to read it to you one more time, and on the next slide, you're going to either take a picture of your whiteboard with this sentence, I noticed that this poem, or you're going to be able to type what you noticed about this poem. I Can Be a Pal by Kristen Smith. I can be a pal by smiling at you. I can be a pal when you feel blue. I can be a pal who is honest and kind. I can be a pal when you're in a bind. I can be a pal by saying please and thank you. I can be a pal when no one wants to. I can be a pal every single day. I can be your pal. What do you say? All right, on the next slide, you're going to tell me what you noticed about this poem.